in the land of Moab, according to the word of the Lord. Somebody is writing it. It's nothing to do with Moses. And he buried him in the valley. Somebody says, and God somehow buried him in the valley, opposite Paul, but no one knows his grave to this day. Moses was 120 years old when he died. His eyes were not dim and all that. And Israel wept for Moses in the plains of Moab 30 years. So the days of more weeping and mourning for Moses ended. Now Joshua the son of Nun was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses had laid his hands on him. So the children of Israel did him and did as the Lord had commanded Moses. They did all that. So it is a book of Moses that they say, but it doesn't look like it has nothing to do with it. He didn't really write anything here. Whoever wrote it is not also revealed. Someone will say the scribes, the learned people at that time, whichever way, it's not written clear here. So the story account may not be a first-hand account necessarily. Third person written. Joshua, the book of Joshua. Now that's where we are. Joshua commanded to cross the Jordan after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord. It came to pass that the Lord spoke to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, you and all these people, to the land which I am giving to them, the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given you, as I said to Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, as the Lord of the Hittites, and to great sea, and to the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be your territory. Showing them, God is revealing to them how far and whatever the extent of which what He's providing for them, the demarcation, how large or whatever it is that He was giving them, the land, and He was so much explicit about the whole thing. So Joshua also have encounter where God spoke to him to show him all that, for him to go through with it. And these things have become something which you can't deny. But you can't deny. The test is there for you to read to find out. Can this thing be relatable? Is something really that you have to fall for? It is something that you have to embrace as being the God or the Word of God. And we are going through this book to prove this. I am taking you through that journey. The journey of the book, Joshua, that's where we are now. And showing you and revealing to you that possibilities of which has led us to fall into this state of trap, which we need to go off or get out of this trap. Because the trap is quite serious. You and I need to get a clear understanding of what a trap is and why that trap is. We deserve a better life, and not something that will make us confused. So you bear with me in this journey. And I'm sure you and I can come to a very conclusive end, a very good end that you have nothing to lose or nothing to be worried about, but pure blessing, a pure blessing, a pure blessing. You're freeing yourself from that captive state that you are in. It's a huge empire, a huge conviction that people will find themselves into a huge and extensive, serious faith that we've all got as a generation. We owe it to ourselves not to thinking about Armageddon and whatever it is that comes along with it. People living their life and always fearing of what will happen next year. Fine. But in the realistic sense, we cannot spend our life believing the imminent of something that is not necessarily the case, only because a test says so. Maybe the test says so, but if only the test says so, and in an honest, truthful way, then we have nothing to worry. But how do we know the honesty and the truthfulness of anything? Read the text, read the Bible, read the Quran, find out if they're making the logic that you want them to make, if it does have got that solid faith that you are so much admiring. You know, I have lived a very isolated life for some time in light of the way situations are, the viewpoints that I have. Whether others are doing that to test me, there is this isolation every time in the UK where anything I do, I feel a sense of rejection and failure and denial without any proper reason to why that denial may be so, because it's never been so ever since I've been to this country. It's a lovely place that I had in mind, lovely imaginative thought I have for the country, but it all changed. It all became gloom and doom. All of a sudden, went to an experience, realizing the spiritual presence here in this country, the evil sense of it, and realizing that the whole country is under some spell or something. And I was wondering that, is it a fact? Is it true? I have to dig it out. I keep digging it out. And the experience I go through is quite strange and unusual. And I feel that this become the sense of burden over my head to write a book, or somehow to write a story and put it out there and share it with people. People who would share the sentiment with me, to know that this is really something that the person has really given us a true story account. Now, what will be my proof? Just the story, telling you the story. My proof is that if you fall into the same situation, you can relate to it and then start to believe and see that yes, we have experienced something similar, or we have experienced something recently, and we think what you were saying does make sense. It's true. But even if it doesn't make sense, I, in my little knowledge, understanding, I'm trying to pull out to you the things, the negativities, the things that are so false and are not really true, the things that are not so logical, that we fell for to think that they were logical, pulling out all to you. And if this should cause other people to resent, other people to sort of allow themselves to be convinced by anybody to see me in a very negative way, or to see me in a very resentful way, or to see me as an evil sense of person, then I feel sorry for those people. I feel sorry for you. Your patience is all that can make you find out. You don't need anybody to tell you, for you to come to that point of realization that, okay, who is this person? What is he truly? What is his true personality? It's up to you to do that. It's up to you to figure out. That is, your logic is required, your patience is required, your understanding is required. But you don't just fall for somebody convincingly telling you something and buying into that story and doing something, or putting some works, putting up some works that will undermine my life or limit me in so many ways. I do like friends, and I want friends to be around, but not friends and dubious friends, or friends that will come around your life to sort of undermine you or take advantage of you, or not necessarily taking advantage of you, but in so many ways taking advantage of you, but being sneaky, and also mockery. Friends that will develop their life around you only to serve, in a sense, to sort of serve others, but they are there to spending their time around you, but only in the sense of trying to achieve something that ends up bringing some sort of undermining in your life. No, I don't embrace those things. The slightest sense of it, I pull away from you. The slightest sense of it, because you have to be strong in yourself not to end up betraying people that you will see as a friend. Your loyalty to your friends is always there. Wherever place a friend may be, a friend indeed must always be a friend indeed. You must stay by your deeds. You must stay by honor yourself, your loyalty, and in your friendship. Some friends are more than brothers. But if you claim all this friendship and you put yourself in that situation only to sort of be there and act like a parasite, or not necessarily a parasite, but also in a situation to be there to become like a spy, or you are finding ways to sort of betray the friend that you may have,